in this men's semi-final. This is the team competition. It is Thailand and Malaysia featuring the other semi. Well wide there. Kubo with way too much on the forehand. Oh, nicely done. Smash from Ko. Means that Singapore now edge slightly ahead. And a change of shuttle. Must-win game, of course, for the Singaporeans if they are to stay in this match. Let's see how they deal with the pressure. Brilliantly served. Ko producing a decent serve when he needs to, and that's a nice quick point for Singapore. Oh, just long for the Singaporean pair. And the right decision from Isfahani to leave that one. Could have been a tempting shot for him to try and play, but the call was the right one. Singapore coming under real attack there as Gautama and Isfahani draw level 4-all. Just can't get his feet adjusted in time, Kubo. That shuttle landing right between his legs. And Gautama and Isfahani have now come from behind to establish that single-point lead. We've got the men's singles up after this. Mohamed Zaki, Ubaidillah of Indonesia taking Jason Tay of Singapore. Indonesia, of course, will want to level here, having lost the opener, the men's singles. Alwi Farhan losing 2-1 to Lo Kian Yu. Indonesia, of course, come here as the defending champions. Singapore bronze medalists in the last edition of the Southeast Asian Games. Isfahani just watching that one land. Decision. He was thinking, do I play it? Do I not? Is this going long? He was in a difficult position to try and play that, though, anyway, with his back to the net. Ball falling at the far end of the court. Pretty much on the baseline. The shuttle, rather. Well, it's a tight second game here, 7 points apiece, and nothing really to separate these pairs. Always interesting to see how players respond having lost an opening game, whether the heads drop or whether they come back fighting. It seems to be the latter approach for the Singaporeans. Two well-taken smashes. First Kubo follows up. Nicely done from Ko at the back of the court with some real power behind that shot. The smash executed to perfection. Singapore now 2 points to the good as we approach the halfway stage, and this would be a real mental boost for them if they were to lead at the interval. The lead switching hands once again. This really is a fascinating matchup between these two promising pairs. Oh, well, you can see what the plan was there from Ko, and it was executed to utter perfection. It was textbook. This is a real chance for these two developing partnerships to really make a mark on the world stage for the national selectors, to really establish themselves as go-to doubles partnerships. Oh, did Kubo leave that one a little too late? It is Gautama and Isfahani with the slight advantage at the halfway stage, just a point in it. But it is Indonesia who lead 11 points to 10. Really is nothing to pick between these pairs, is there? Singaporeans will be hoping to follow in the footsteps of Loh Kian Yew and wrap up victory. Indonesia, they want to level, avenge the defeat of Alawi Farhan, who fell to Loh in the opener, 2-1. Of course, this is a best of 5. If Singapore win this one, then they need to win just one more match to advance to the final. Can Kubo and Co kick on from here? 2 points in front now. It's not much, but it is a chance for them. Ko falls to the ground after the efforts of trying to stay in that rally. Just points out a spot of moisture on the court there. And it is quickly attended to. But it was the Singaporeans, Gautama and Isfahani, he really did look in control in that rally. And Ko and Kubo were just hanging on for dear life. Neither looked fully comfortable. Atmosphere inside the arena for the 33rd edition of these Southeast Asian Games. It is a hotbed of badminton talent, this part of the world. So, of course, these semi-finals are incredibly well attended. Oh, wow, that was just brilliant. One of the shots of the match from Kubo, the way he contorted his body, angled that shot. It was such instinctive play from the Singaporean. Is this a momentum shift now? Well, brilliant defense from Indonesia. Really just sticking patiently in the rally. You could see Ko and Kubo trying to get those shots finished off, really injecting the aggression and the pace into each and every one of those shots in an attempt to shut down that rally. But it was confident, it was patient from Gautama and Isfahani. Done to Ko, who spots the space. Isfahani had left that backhand side wide open. Brilliant vision from the Singaporeans, who are 3 ahead now. Looking to level up. Kubo with instinctive lightning reflexes, just fending these shots off. Gautama and Isfahani are clinging on here. They are not going away. We're definitely set for a tense finish to game number 2. It was scrappy play from Cont Kubo, coming under constant pressure from Gautama and Isfahani, absorbing it for as long as they could, but their defense could only hold firm for so long. And just like that, Indonesia back to within a point of their opponents. They were lucky to get away with that one. The Singaporeans got the sense that it was a bit of miscommunication. They looked to be getting kind of tangled up in each other. Got away with it. And they're closing in on game number 2. 2 points away from equalising here. Desperate to force a decider. Oh, just long. Isfahani hangs his head. He'll be disappointed as he watched that one skim over the line. It is game point for Singapore. This to send us to a third and final game here. This is a crucial serve coming up now for Kubo. Oh, it was the deftest of touches. Should he have played that? Should Ko have played that shot, or was it going out? Perhaps a bit of inexperience showing through there. How costly will that decision prove to be? Smashes from Kubo and Ko, and they turn and spin in celebration as they wrap up game number 2, 21 points to 18 to force a deciding game here in this doubles. All to play for here in this men's team semi-final.
Thailand versus Malaysia.
Here we go then. This is the decider. If Singapore win this one, they win the match and they go 2-0 up in this best-of-7 team competition. This is such an important game for Indonesia if they are to have any kind of momentum in this semi-final. Both of the games we've had so far between these pairs have been very close indeed. Really nothing to separate the pairs. You can see the scoreboard on the far side of the court, 21-18, 18-21. And really, this third and final game could go either way. It's just going to come down to who can play with the fewest errors, who can play with the more clinical edge, who can play with the more belief. Brilliant work by Kubo. He was everywhere. He was left, he was right, he was up, he was down, but just couldn't do enough to stop the Indonesians. It was a great defensive effort from Kubo of Singapore, but Indonesia combining really well to take that point. Stretch their slight advantage in this decider. Wide, and you can see how disappointed Isfahani was with that effort. His shoulders slumped, looking back towards his teammate. Still a 3-point advantage, though, for the Indonesians to kick off the decider here. Poised and ready to receive the serve of Ko. Oh, it was great footwork from Kubo, but he could only do so much. Really, in these moments, it does come down to belief. Which pair has the greater mental fortitude? At the minute, it's Gautama and Isfahani with the healthy lead. 5 points clear now. Can Kubo and Ko force a momentum switch? You get the sense, don't you? Ku and Kobo are just starting to get a little dejected. Scoreboard, 6 points now adrift. And Gautama and Isfahani really didn't have to do too much to collect that point. It was made to look very easy indeed by Isfahani. A simple serve as well. You do get the sense that the Singaporeans are just lacking a bit of belief now. Gautama gets that one finished off, but Isfahani was dictating that rally from the back of the court, really powering down those aggressive shots. Just left it to his teammate, Gautama, to step in, take the glory and get the rally finished off, but that was a very powerfully well-dictated rally from the Indonesian pair. Very much control now in this decider. Well, it is Gautam and Isfahani who take that point. Some perhaps disagreement, discussion around it, but we are ready to resume. Scoreline looking very healthy indeed in favour of the Indonesians. The defending champions. Though neither of them were part of the gold medal winning setup 2 years ago. Oh, wow. That was one of the rallies of the match. And Ko pretty much did it all on his own. It was an audacious shot from him around about the midway mark and got it finished off in real style as well. Much needed point for Singapore, a real confidence boosting one at that. Oh, just clipping the net on the way past, a stroke of fortune for Ko. They needed that point, the Singaporeans, as we approach the halfway mark. Looking likely, though, that Gautam and Isfahani will be the leaders at the halfway stage, but Ko and Kubo doing their very best to make their way back through these points. Stage, Gautam, Isfahani firmly in front, 11 points to 5. Can they continue that momentum and wrap up this third and final game and level up at a match apiece? Now, it is a clear lead for the Indonesian pair. Comfortable 6-point advantage at halfway. They're in a strong position, but they must maintain their focus. This game is not over till 21. The confidence will be high. They're dictating rallies, controlling the pace. They can start taking more calculated risks now to finish points early. This will be a real test of the mental resilience of Singapore. They must stay calm, they must reduce their errors. And they've got to look for mini runs to reduce this growing deficit now. Oh, just didn't have enough lift, Kubo. Couldn't get that one over the net. Kubo almost falls to the floor in an attempt to retrieve that cross-court shot. It was short, it was close to the net, and it was an ambitious shot to try and make, but it is Gautama Isfahani firmly in control. 10 points to the good here in this lopsided deciding set. Well, some power from Kubo at the back of the court. Doesn't have the strength, the reach of Ko, his teammate, but gets that smash put away for a much-needed point. Crawls one back, but still 9 points adrift now in this decider. Gautama and Isfahani will be hopeful of wrapping this one up to draw level at 1 overall in this men's team. Oh, and into the net. It is so important for Ko and Kubo. Every point matters. Indonesia's aggression, their clinical edge really paying off. 8 points ahead, but Singapore really can't afford to panic. Ready to get going again. Some last-minute conferring between Ko and Kubo of Singapore. Oh, nicely done. Is this the mini comeback now? There's 3 points on the bounce for the men in blue. Every rally matters now. Quick swing and momentum could make this interesting again. That's well wide. Now mid-court placement and body shots are especially effective when you're trying to reduce a deficit, and perhaps we'll see more of that style of play from the Singaporeans. Oh, just a split second too late to react there, Ko. Desperately trying to regain control in these rallies. It does look at the minute like it could be a step too far. Just into the net. You get the sense that Ko and Kubo are just panicking a little, losing confidence. Those shots that are sort of almost routine, just making some avoidable errors with. Misjudges the backhand flick. Kubo goes way wide, and it is now match point for Gautama and Isfahani. This to level up in this overall semi-final at a match apiece. Ooh, Gautama well wide. Ko and Kubo still in it, still fighting for their lives. The 10-point deficit to overturn. Can they do the unthinkable? into the net. That is an agonizing way for Kubo to finish that. That was pretty much all his work in that rally. And a long, long old wait for Gautama and Isfahani to wrap that one up. That was the longest rally of the match. And a great match as well. A thrilling contest between these two teams. But it is Gautama and Isfahani who take it in the third, 21-10. Overall, 2-1. And they have now levelled up after Alwi Farhan lost the opener to Lo Kian Yu 2-1. They have now avenged his defeat. And they level up at 2-1. So this is what's still to come. This is a best of 5, but we will be going at least 4 matches into this. Next up, it's the men's singles. Mohamed Zaki Ubaidella taking on Jiaheng Jason Tay. That is next up in just a few moments' time.
Represented by Mohamed Zaki Ubaidillah. Singapore, represented by Jiaheng Jason Tay. Umpire, Afif Rahim Suraidi, Malaysia. Submitter, Manik Cham, Thailand.
Well, absolutely finely poised in this best of 5 men's semi-final team competition between Indonesia, the defending champions, gold medalists at the last edition in Cambodia. They're taking on the Singaporeans, the bronze medal winners from the last edition as well. And so far, it is a match apiece. Lo Kian Yu of Singapore took the opener, the men's singles, 2-1 against Alwi Farhan. And it was then Sabah Karyaman Gautama and Mohammad Reza Pahlavi Isfahani who defeated Enkiat Wesley Ko and Junsuke Kubo by 2-1 to level up at a match apiece now in this best of 4. It is now time for the spotlight to shine on Mohamed Zaki Ubaidillah and Jiaheng Jason Tay. Men's singles now, and of course best of 3. This is the second meeting between this pair. First faced each other at the start of the year, at the end of January, at the Thai Masters, the Thailand Masters, a mid-level open. They met in round 2, and the winner of that one was Jiaheng Jason Tay. He won that one 23-21, 21-25. Straight games win for him. Can he repeat the feat? The Singaporean. Well, it is going to be another fascinating match. We've got the world number 44 of Indonesia, Mohamed Zaki Ubaidillah. Just 18 years of age, but a really promising up-and-coming player for Indonesia. He didn't expect to be selected as part of the Indonesian team at the Sudirman Cup in April, but did play at the group stage, defeating Nadim Dalvi of England in straight sets. Was captain of the Indonesian team at the Asia Junior Championships earlier this year. success at junior continental level, winning the boys singles at the Asian Junior Championships in Surakarta earlier this year, and last year was part of the bronze medal winning mixed team at the Asian Junior Championships. Part of the mixed team that won the gold medal at the World Junior Championships last year in Nanshan, and won the Sudirman Cup, or took bronze rather in the Sudirman Cup as part of the mixed team with Indonesia earlier this year. So he's got some impressive credentials already. Ubayadilla, the youngster, 18 years of age. And he is taking on Jason Jia Heng Jason Tay, 25 years of age, of Singapore. Won a bronze medal for Singapore as part of the team at the 2022 Asia Team Championships, as well as the 2022 Commonwealth Games, and in the 2019, 21 and 2023 Southeast Asian Games. Appearing at his 4th Asian Games, or Southeast Asian Games, still just 25 years of age. Inside the world's top 20, currently ranked 19. That's his highest ever ranking, so he is playing his very best badminton at the minute. Another fascinating matchup in store for us anyway, between the rising talent from Indonesia, Ubayadilla, and the established Singaporean competitor. We've got men's doubles to come after this one, and they definitely will be called upon in this best of 5. Good start for Indonesia. Wow, that looked almost irretrievable, an impossible return to make. But he was onto it, Ubayadilla. Represents the new generation of Indonesian badminton, a talent to watch. His junior champion credentials, his early senior tour results all suggest that he could grow into a very strong senior contender. Oh my goodness. He's very good at retrieving these almost seemingly unreturnable points. These matches for the Indonesian against established international players will test not only his skills, but also his maturity and his mental game as well. Brilliant shot placement, great vision. He's showing some flashes of unpredictability in his shot selection and in his pace changes. Just trickling over the net, or falling under the net rather. 6 unanswered points, and this is not a position that Tay is used to being in. Well, it's all one-way traffic at the moment in favour of the Indonesian. Plays with real energy and a willingness to take risks. Oh. It's just lacking in a bit of conviction, you sense, from Tate. You can't be having a good time out there on court 2 at all. That is an impossible shot to play when it's coming right into body like that. Approaching the halfway stage of this, and it is incredibly lopsided so far. Singaporean just making sure that his laces are tied up nice and tightly. And we will get back underway. Oh, just makes it look all too easy. Slotting that one past the forehand of the Singaporean. It really doesn't look too happy out there. One-way traffic so far. Ubaidillah leading Tay by 11 points to 0 at the interval. Let's see now. Will Tay warm into this match? Is it just nerves? It's hard to work out why he's been so absent so far in this men's singles match. Just hasn't been able to make any kind of an impact. Well, Tay is normally such a consistent performer. He's won medals at regional and multi-sport games, plays with experience, tactical awareness, composure, but he is just completely absent at the minute. Tends to build rallies with patience and waits for opportunities to strike, but he just isn't being able to do that now. Spoke too soon. There, first point on the board. Can he build on that, though? It is a much-needed point. Is it too little? Is it too late? what the Indonesian is bringing here is real hunger. It's bringing a bit of unpredictability. Now, managing nerves and pressure in big matches will be crucial for someone like Ubadilla, who's still just a teenager. But he's not showing any signs of nervousness whatsoever. His match management, his game management has been brilliant so far. Hasn't really been tested. Well, that was a really disappointing point to see. Tay was off replacing his racket before the point had even finished. Left the entire court wide open for Ubadilla to put a shot away. And I do wonder whether perhaps he's carrying a niggle or an injury, because he just doesn't look like the player we know. Certainly to walk off the court mid-rally, it's a really bizarre move. He'd just given up before the rally had even finished. Didn't even rush to replace the racket. Perhaps the racket was broken, but he didn't move with any kind of urgency. And that's wide, and it's another much-needed point for the Singaporean. But does he want this? That's the question. This is looking all too easy so far for the 18-year-old. We expected that he might try bold shots and take more risks. He hasn't needed to. Oh, well, you could see what Tay was trying to do there, and instead of clearing the net, he was trying to close down the net, trying to get that point finished off quickly, but completely misjudged it, sending the shuttle flying into the middle of the net instead. At least he showed a bit more fight there in that point. Nicely done. However, he went wide. At least the intention was there, the effort was there. If the execution wasn't. Wide once again, and with the first game point, it goes to Ubadilla, the 18-year-old, with a comprehensive, dominant, one-sided win in the opener, 21 points to 2. Will we see Jiang Jason Tay establish himself in the second, or will it continue to be all one-way traffic? Well, it was absolute dominance from Zaki Uabedella in the opener. Completely controlled rallies, pace and angles. Jason Tay barely had a foothold in the game. It was just 2 points scored. Now you do wonder what the psychological impact of that will be on the Singaporean. He's under extreme pressure. He's struggling to read pace and angles. His mental composure will almost certainly be shaken. For Uabedilla, almost every shot seemed to find its target in game number 1. Oh, great smash from the back of the court from the Indonesian. Tate showing more fight in that rally, but still just doesn't have enough. He needs to regain his composure, not let frustration affect decision-making. And if possible, try and slow the rallies, use placement over power. Force his opponent into longer exchanges where he might become more error-prone. But he's just not even able to establish himself in a rally at the minute to try and even extend it. That was a real statement opener from Uabedilla. In that opening game, 21 points to 2. He's moving beautifully, covering the court well, controlling everything. Goes just wide there, but he can afford a couple like that. Tay, though, really needs to reset mentally. One game down with such a heavy scoreline can be tough, but it is not over yet in this best of 3. Oh, brilliant placement. And look at the celebration from Tay. He does want this after all. Is this where we see the fight back begin? Went for the big smash, foiled by the net instead. Even Stevens, 3 points apiece now, and much more competitive from the Singaporean. Will we see him establish himself in this match now? Brilliantly done. Superb movement from Tay. Seemed almost to hang in mid-air there. Dominant up at the net, and that was a confidently well-struck point. Winner of 2 BWF World Tour titles this year, Tay took the Korea Masters title, as well as the Thailand Masters title. Oh, that one certainly isn't coming back. Just as Tay had got his nose in front, just as he had edged slightly into a lead, he's been pegged right back. And still a long way to go for the Singaporean. Despite his youth, Uabedilla already has 2 BWF World Tour titles to his name. Won the Indonesia Masters back-to-back years in 2024 and this year as well. Successfully defended his title. has been a marked improvement from Tay in this second game. He just doesn't seem to have enough to establish himself. Hasn't had any opportunities to exploit any over-aggression, any counter smashes, any angled drives that could have helped him. Went for the smash there, again foiled by the net. And Ubadilla, 4 points to the good here. From Tay, because Ubadilla was playing well up at the net, covering it well. It was a good read from the Singaporean. He's not too far behind in this one, but it is a much better response, but he's still got a long, long way to go. And how on earth did Ubadilla get that one back? Crouched down low, showing incredibly fast reflexes. Brilliant reaction. Low, strong stance to play that shot. Oh, this is youth, energy, and real fearlessness on display. Ubadilla is making a very strong mark here indeed. One of the rallies of the match. How on earth did those shots come back? Ubadilla, absolutely outstanding. Some sublime responses, incredible reflexes to stay in that one. Calm as you like. And at the midway stage, it is Mohamed Zaki Ubadilla who leads 11 points to 5.
Thailand versus Malaysia.
Nice try from Tay to retrieve that one with the backhand, but it was an ambitious shot, and it is throwaway back for him now in this match. Ubadilla just moves with such fluidity about the court. He covers the ground so well. He's so light on his feet. His footwork is exceptional. Brilliant court coverage from the Indonesian, and a brilliantly comfortable lead as well. 21-2 in the opener and 13-5 in game number 2. This men's team semi is finally poised indeed. Singapore took the opener. Indonesia levelled up with victory in the men's doubles. And this is the third of possibly 5 matches. And so far, it is one-way traffic in favour of the Indonesian. Outstanding recovery from Ubadilla midway through that rally. Can't take the point, but did incredibly well to stay in it for as long as he did, laying his body on the line, and that was just class. Another much-needed point on the board for Tay, but not necessarily a rally that he dominated in. The shuttle just sort of skimmed across the line there, skimmed wide, and it is very much still Ubadilla who is the dominant player in this one. But is Tay making up ground? Is this where the comeback begins? Is this where the experience shows through for the Singaporean? Ubadilla punishing his opponent. And this has been an absolute masterclass from the 18-year-old of Indonesia. And how good can he be? How important is he going to be for the national team setup? This is absolutely superb badminton from the youngster. He's making his opponent look very easy, very ordinary rather, and that is not an easy thing to do because Tay is anything but ordinary. He's a top 20 player. So quick, so rapid. It was instinctive from Ubadilla. Both of the players looking to dominate the net in that exchange, and it was only going to go one way. And a tentative lift, just not enough on it, and Tay hangs his head. He looks dejected. And it's not surprising. Brilliantly done, great court coverage. Good vision, picking out the space, opening up the court. That is nicely done to the wide forehand side of Ubadilla. Tay clenches a fist in celebration, but he's still got a way to go in this. Deficit is down to 6 points. Can he do it? Can he claw his way back? Oh, the deception from Tay. And there was a great recovery from Ubadilla in that rally to stay in it. He was sent the wrong way. Recovered his footing well, but that was a very, very tricky, sneaky point from Tay, who is beginning to take some risks now, and that's exactly how he needs to play. He can play with complete freedom because he doesn't have a lead to protect. He wouldn't be expected to win this match from here, so he can start taking risks. Oh, that was brilliant. There is no coming back from that angle. That was so acute. Tay spotted the space he had. Ubadilla out of position, and he went way, way to the other side of the court. And it would have taken a miracle for Ubadilla to have been able to retrieve that one. Much better now from the Singaporean. There is some real intent now behind his shot making, and he's making good decisions. Pressure now might start to show on Ubadilla. If Ubadilla does win this one, it will be advantage Singapore. They will go 2-1 up in this best of 5. Oh, frantic high-tempo rally, and it's Ubadilla who gets the better of his opponent. Moving well, just so instinctively across the court. Closing in on victory here to put Singapore 2-1 up in this best of 5. And next up we have the men's doubles. Leo Rolikanando and Bagas Maulana of Indonesia taking on Donovan Willard-Wee and Jia Howen Wong of Singapore. Then last up, depending on the results, it could be Pradiska Bagas Shujiwo taking on Ding Han Jin. And that is wide, way wide. Tay drops the head. It is match point 7 match points. Well, he doesn't need 7 match points, Ubadilla. He only needed the 1, and that was an absolute masterclass from the 18-year-old. An utter demolition job of an opponent who is firmly inside the top 20, and it is now Singapore who lead overall in this best of 5 by 2 games to 1. 21-13 in the second, and that is the first of our matches that have been done in straight games so far.
and Bagas Mulana. Singapore, represented by Lenevan Milan Lee and Jiama Robin Wong. Umpire, Ramira Asawaposo, Thailand. Service judge, Arin Ningsakun, Thailand.
Well, the pressure is certainly on Singapore now. They must win this match if they are to have any chance of making it through to the final. If their journey ends here, then they will take home a bronze medal. But can they give themselves a chance of fighting for the gold? It all comes down now to Donovan Willardwee and Jia Howin Wong taking on Leo Roli Karnando and Bagas Maulana. Indonesia, of course, defending champions. They want to win this one. They want to get this wrapped up after this match so that they are fresh for the final and their gold medal defense. How will Wee and Wong cope with the pressure here? Let's start then with the Indonesians. Karnando is a long-time doubles specialist. He's played at junior and senior levels, progressing through national training programs. And his current doubles partner, Maulana, have started to make significant steps on the World Tour together. They won the Korea Open men's doubles title this year, just a short time after being paired up for the first time. Already gelled very well together. They work exceptionally well as a pair. Reached the final of the All England Open this year as well, which is a real heavyweight tournament. Finished runners-up there. Then at the World Championships in Paris earlier this year, they advanced convincingly through the early rounds, showing that they can handle the pressure on the big stage. They bring energy, stability as a pair, and rising form. Pretty dynamic in attack as well. Among India's top doubles hopes. Then we've got the Singaporeans, Wee and Wong. They have competed as a pair for Singapore before. They produced some notable results at regional and lower tier international events. Their achievements are pretty modest though compared to those of the Indonesians. Did win a title at the Croatia Open in 2022. It'll be fascinating to see whether playing under this pressure works in their favour. They'll be very motivated. However, they do not have the weaponry necessarily to overcome the Indonesians. Well, perhaps just a bit of miscommunication there between the Singaporeans. Neither looked ready to commit. They're a scrappy, improving Singaporean duo, though. If they can keep their error count down, the Singapore pair, they could upset the balance. But we do have Conando and Maulana, who are dangerous, high upside players on the rise, capable of taking on even the best pairs in the world and causing upsets. Of course, in this sport, partnerships evolve rapidly. Pairings change. It's a great start for the Indonesians. They know that if they win this match, they will be through to the final. And in the other semi, it is Thailand, the host nation, taking on Malaysia. Bronze medalists from the last edition taking on the silver medalists. The bronze medal, of course, shared between Thailand and Singapore. So perhaps not surprising to see these four teams in the mix at the semi-final stage. Oh, it was great play from Wong at the back of the court. Don't necessarily, the Singaporeans have the kind of clinical finishing, the accuracy that they really need. Some of these shots going a little bit wayward. That was a good stretch from Conando to play that backhand. Punishing straight into the body there of Wee. Shots like that don't come back. This is dominant already from the Singaporeans, looking to get this semi-final wrapped up in 4. It will be a great learning experience, though, for the Singaporean pair, taking on such a well-gelled doubles partnership as Conando and Maulana on this big stage. We're just attempting to change the angle, trying to create some space and open up the court, but just falling short with the accuracy and the execution. Good to be ambitious and adventurous, and the plan was right. Coming towards the halfway stage, though, it is Indonesia in control with a 5-point cushion. This, of course, best of 3. I'm sure that Pradiska Sujiwo of Indonesia and Ding Han Yin of Singapore are watching on eagerly to see if they will be required in the final men's singles of this team competition. Singapore trailing at the halfway stage. Kananda and Maulana firmly in control, 11 points to 5 at the interval. Now can Donovan Willard-Wee and Jia Hao and Wong establish themselves in this one? The pressure is very much on. They need to win this match if they are to give Singapore any chance of advancing to the final of the men's team competition. Great defense from the Indonesians. Just very confident, very well drilled. Again, Wee's done that a few times. You can see that he's trying to open up space to find space to put away these winners, but just can't quite execute with the accuracy that he needs. He's trying to be creative, but just doesn't quite have the finishing touch. Well, in the other semi-final between Malaysia and Thailand, it's Malaysia who lead at the minute by 2 matches to 1. Thailand won the first men's singles. That was done in straight sets. Malaysia then won the doubles, also in straight sets. And then now 2-1 up because they also took the second of the men's singles straight sets there as well. Oh, punishing rally. Wee takes a shuttle to the back. He's trying to get out of the way and came under heavy fire. Again, aggressive, decisive play from Indonesia, stretching the lead to 10. Really rushing through these points. Looking like they're in a hurry to get this one wrapped up. Well, from behind the back, that was fantastic from Maulana. Took it very casually as well. That was great deception from Maulana at the back of the court, but all of that effort for nothing because it's the Singaporean pair who took that, hanging in that rally with some fantastic defense, absorbing the pressure, and it looked as though the Indonesians would get that one wrapped up. Maulana with some very deceptive shots. You got the sense he was going for a smash, but he was hitting those overheads with a real softness before He tried to lull the Singaporeans into a false sense of security. It's that deception once again. You think that the Indonesians are going for the powerful smash, but it doesn't come. Well, it is game point in the opener for the Indonesian pair. Maulana playing particularly well from the back of the court, dictating the pace and positioning from there. He's really been pulling the strings in the last couple of points that Indonesia have won. He will serve, though, and this is game point. Oh, well, the surprise element from Singapore, and they save the first of game points, but 8 remain. Well, they got the Indonesian pair really tangled up there. No such luck a second time around, and it is Maulana and Kanando who wrap up the opener in dominant fashion. 21 points to 10, halfway to a place in the men's team final. Kananda already onto the court, eagerly awaiting the resumption of this match. He was a world junior champion in the mixed doubles in 2018 and in the boys doubles in 2019. Winner of double gold at the 2019 Asian Junior Championships in the boys and mixed doubles events. Medalist, of course, with Indonesia at the 2021 Southeast Asian Games team event 2. And still only 24 years of age. Partnered by Bagus Maulana, 27 years of age now. Part of the Southeast Asian Games men's doubles winning pair in 2023. Got a bronze there. Alongside Fernando. They really do have superb credentials, the Indonesian pair, in terms of doubles. Let's see how Singapore cope now. Fantastic start for the Singaporean pair and exactly what they need. Is now or never. If they lose this set, they lose the match. If they lose the match, then the semi-final finish is the best they can hope for. They will not go on to contest the gold medal match. Well, it's brilliant work at the back of the court from Wee of Singapore. Not to be, though. All of that effort, nothing to show for it. Fernando and Maulana just hanging tight, stern defense, so solid, so stable. The other semi-final between Thailand and Malaysia remains 2-1. The fourth match there has just begun, and it is Malaysia who've taken the opening set 21-14, and that is in the second of the doubles matches. I'll keep you posted on the scores in the other semi-final as they unfold. At the minute, though, it looks like it will be Malaysia going through to contest the gold medal, a repeat of the final of the last edition of the Southeast Asian Games. Indonesia defeating Malaysia in that one to take the gold. Great response to the pressure from Wee and Wong. This is a must-win set. They know it, and they're playing with confidence. Maulana expected to get that one over the net. It's been a great start for the Singaporeans to this second set. Playing with an intensity to match the occasion. Oh, well, he snatched at that one. Maulana can normally put those ones away any day of the week. Seemed to rush at it, though. Perhaps just keen to get this job done, keen to get this match finished off and see off this Singaporean resurgence. He just made such a beautiful shape in the air. We seem to hang. It's a brilliantly well-taken point. And I love this confidence from the Singaporean pair. Plenty of noise around the arena. Plenty more matches going on. Thailand in action against Malaysia, of course, in the other semi. So plenty of noise in support of the home team, as you'd well expect. Indonesia draw level now, edging towards the midway point of game and set number 2 here. Haven't looked phased, being off the pace, being behind. Just working their way steadily, point by point, back into this one. Ooh. Great point, landing just inside the line. He will be ahead at the interval. Now the experience of Kananda and Maulana showing through, edging a point in front at the break here, and they are 10 points away now from a place in the final. Wei and Wong, though, more than holding their own in set number 2. Did establish that lead. They will peg back. And what more do they have to give when this set resumes in just a few moments' time? Now, will the Indonesian pair pull away, or will the Singaporeans have a response? They played out of their skin so far in this second, playing with confidence that defies their experience. But what more do they have? Perfect way to resume. Some power. Well, we might not be the tallest of players, but he has got a lot of strength in that core. Well, he tried the same again. Wei, from the back of the court, tried that same smash down the line, but couldn't quite execute it this time. Clearly feeling confident with that shot. Kananda just gesturing over to signal that he's gone for a new replacement shuttle. The Singaporean pair just allowing themselves a bit of a breather, taking their time to make their way back over to the court. The score's all tied up at 12 apiece. They look confident, the Singaporeans. well. That was the right call. Opting not to play that. Oh, tried to find the angle. Couldn't. Tried something ambitious, but paid the price. Fernando and Maulana have re-established that narrow lead. At 14-12, it did look as though that could be the moment at which they begin to pull away, where their experience shows and they stretch the lead. But Wei and Wong have done brilliantly to stay in touch. The wrong judgment from Maulana, opting to let that ball just drop. It dropped inside the court. The players' decision-making does become impaired under pressure at times. Couldn't do anything about that one. Is this the turning point? Oh, an enthralling rally. Wei and Wong playing out of their skins to stay in touch here. It was dominant. It was attacking. It was confident. Unbelievable court coverage from Wong. In that far corner, at full stretch, not only to make contact with the shuttle, but to play it inside the court. To play a winning shot there. That was one of the shots of the match. That was a brilliant get, superb retrieval. We are certainly in for an exciting end to this second set. Can the Singaporeans force a decider? We certainly wouldn't put it past them, the way they're playing. Oh, bodies on the line. Wong punishing Fernando and Maulana, who were out of position and out of ideas. Well, Maulana was holding that rally up all on his own, fending off the constant attacks. These rallies are getting more compelling and more frantic, and that's match point saved. Brilliant resilience and resistance from the Singaporeans. Have they got that in them to do it again? Second match point. Indonesia in position, ready to go again. Singapore toweling down, biding their time. This is an important moment for both sets of players. Oh, another compelling rally, and what a fitting end to that match. It's Fernando and Maulana who wrap it up in straight sets, but a very tense, very tight, close-fought second set. They're 21-19, and it is Indonesia, the defending champions, who are through to the final. Their title defense firmly intact. A valiant effort from the Singaporeans, but today wasn't their day. Despite getting off to a great start, Loh Kian Yew wrapping up the opener, defeating Alwi Farhan 2-1. It was then Sabah Kariman Gautama and Moreza Paliev Esfani who defeated Enkiat Wesley Koh and Junsuke Kubo 2-1. It was then a brilliant performance from Zaki Ubadilla to defeat Jason Tate 2-0. And then it was Leo Rolly Fernando and Bagas Maulana defeating Donvan Wuladwi and Chia Hao Quinn Wong in straight sets as well. Indonesia 3-1 win over Singapore, and a job well done.